Okay, so we can start with the prayer. Fiona and Briella can start.
Namo Arihantaram, Namo Siddharam, Namo Ayariyaram, Namo Uvajayaram, Namo Loe Sabbasahunam. Eso Panchanamo Yaro, Sabba Pavapanasano, Manglanam Savesi, Param Hoi Mangalam, Param Hoi Mangalam.
Good. Now that's Chattari.
Chattari Mangalam, Aranta Mangalam, Sita Mangalam, Sahu Mangalam, Kevalipanato, Dhammo Mangalam, Chattari Lokutama, Aranta Lokutama, Sita Lokutama, Sahu Lokutama, Kevalipanato, Dhammo Lokutamo.
Chattari Saranam Pavajami. Arhante Saranam Pavajami. Site Saranam Pavajami. Sahu Saranam Pavajami. Kevalipanatam. Dhammam Saranam Pavajami.
Okay, well done. Good. Okay, so let's start with the book.
You'll have to let me share.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I think I've given you the right to share. Okay. Okay, so we did 15, 16. 16 even we did, I think, specific attributes. Is this clear for the test? Or does anybody have any questions? Briella?
Another test?
How does your school bus move?
We don't have a school bus.
But if you had a school bus, how would it move? How did you
Okay, sorry. How does your car move?
No, but how does it move?
It moves. It just moves because of all the particles have the ability to move. So and they move that way coincidentally.
Good. Okay, so is there driver or maybe your dad or maybe your mom driving the car?
No. The particles are moving coincidentally with you.
Good. Why? With what power is it moving?
Kriya Shakti.
Kriya. Say Kriya.
Shakti.
Kriyavati.
Kriyavati Shakti.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Good. So now let's move on to C. Ether. Dharmastika substance possesses this specific attribute of motion causation. Anti-ether. Other Mastikai substances, substance possesses the specific attribute of stationariness. Vishal, can you please explain? C and D.
So it's basically that it's all around us. It's what causes us to move or causes an object to move, but it doesn't actually cause it. It's just present. And similarly, when something stops, it doesn't, or was moving and it stops, it's also caused by other mastikai, but it's not really caused by it, but it is surrounding us everywhere. So it lets us stop, I guess. That's the way I understand it, at least.
Okay, sorry, you'll have to say it again. Our internet wasn't very good.
No, so like when object in a motion, when it happens, dharmastikai is present all around, and it causes the motion. It's an attribute by which motion happens. It doesn't cause it. I guess that's the word that's confusing, is a causation. But dharmastika doesn't let you move. It's not like it's causing you to move. It's just present there. And similarly, when you stop, adharmastika is present, and so it's causing the stopping of the motion, but it is not actually stopping you. I guess that's the way I understood it, at least.
No, I think you have understood it. So the word that we are looking for is called nimit.
Nimit.
You see, yeah, you see, so it is an instrumental cause. It's not the cause, but it's the instrumental cause, meaning to say that it is only present. It does not do anything. How can it do something? How can Pudgal have the brain to do something? It can't. So same, although Jeev has got the brain or what we say knowledge, although Jeev has got knowledge, it still cannot do something. Meaning to say, this is like something, okay, why don't you give an example? Fiona can try. Why don't you give an example of your car?
My car, like, I mean, like
The motion.
motion. Even since you are just your body is, even since your body is present
In the car.
it makes it look like I am driving the car, but actually the car is just coincidentally moving with you.
Good, but here what we were trying to understand is dharmastika. When the car is moving, the what it is stating here, it is because of dharmastika. Meaning to say, when it is saying it is because of dharmastika, it does not mean that it is causing it to move. It is trying to say that it is a nimit. Nimit means that it is present, yet it does not do anything. Let's take another example, which is generally given in Shastra, but we don't see it in this modern day and age very often, is the making of a pot. Making of a pot, what they're saying is that, say, for example, the man standing there is making the pot. So the man, whoever is making the pot, he is present over there. Okay, let's use another example, which I think might be a little bit easier to understand. Is your mom making rotli?
Rotli. Mommy make rotli?
Yeah, mom makes roti. Yeah, but she's not
Okay.
doing it now.
Not
Okay,
right
good.
now, yes.
Yes, not right now. Okay, so yeah, so is your mom making the rotli?
Well, yeah. Well, she does make roti. She does.
Yeah, good. So again, I'm asking you, is your mom making the rotli?
No, she's not making it now.
No, but not in that sense. Like when she's making it, it looks like
It
she's
looks like it
and
looks
she's
like
making
she's rolling it, but it just coincidentally.
Okay, so let's take the example again of your school bus. I mean, this is just an example. I know, Briella, you don't have a school bus. Let's just see. Okay, so imagine you had a school bus. So there were 10 children in the school bus, 10 bodies and 10 souls. And the 11th one was the driver. So 11 souls and 11 bodies. So who is driving the car? Is it the driver or the matter particles are moving themselves?
The matter particles are moving themselves.
Is your mom making the rotli?
No.
Good.
The roti is making itself.
Yeah, the rotli is making itself, but your mom is present, isn't it?
Yeah. So
How can your, I mean, just imagine, how can your younger sister be making rotli? I mean, is that even making sense?
No, it makes
Yeah, exactly. So how can, okay, this is another example. How can a cobbler be making pots? Is that making sense?
No.
No, because the specific nimit must be present. A cobbler, for example, cannot make pots. And just another example, that a child maybe who's about 3-4 years old cannot make a roti. Is that making sense?
No. 0 sense.
You mean like
Yeah.
the little kid is not going to make rotli, is it?
No, it's gonna make a huge mess.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're trying to understand when we use the word nimit, that something specific has to be there. You see, it can't be just anything. How can a cobbler, for example, be making pots? And how can maybe a banker be making shoes?
You think a banker would make shoes?
No. What if a kid was the president? No.
Exactly. So I mean, that's like a very valid point, or like a very like a good example that you've given. Imagine like a 6-year-old is a president of a country. This is just an example. That is not
be the president of the
possible.
country? Yes? No.
You're way too young and you don't even know what's 1 million.
Yeah. So what we're trying to understand over here when we use the word nimit doesn't mean it can be anything in the world, anything present in the world for something to happen. You see, this is a very like organized universe. It is a very organized universe, meaning to say a cobbler cannot go to the bank and a banker cannot be making shoes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, it froze. I hope you can still hear us. I mean, I think our camera froze for a second.
Yeah, also my camera froze. So when we use the word nimit, although something is present, in order for another thing to happen. Yeah, I think now it's fine.
Now we're fine. Yes, please go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, so nimit, what it is trying to say that although something is present and it is not doing anything, meaning nothing it is doing, but it cannot be something random. It cannot be something random, for example, like the example that we gave, that a banker cannot make shoes, or like a cobbler cannot go to the bank, for the simple reason the banker doesn't have the knowledge to make shoes and the cobbler does not have the knowledge to do banking. So here what it is trying to say, that the rotli, although your mom is present and not your younger sister, the real nimit is your mother. But if you instead put your sister over there, it might not make sense.
Yeah.
And yet it is important to understand, although your mother was present over there, the rotli happened by itself. It might be a little complicated to understand, but at least you can keep it at the back of your mind that this is how it works, is that it is not a random universe. It is everything is organized in a very systematic way. However, nothing is doing anything. It will so happen that when the lady is making the rotli, she has the full knowledge to make the rotli. And when a banker is doing banking, he'll have the full knowledge to do banking, but both the banker and the mother are not doing that activity. And another example can be like Samoa Saran. Now, just take an example, like a very learned personality, or maybe take Sarvagna Bhagwan. So you see, both are learned, but both are different when it comes to learning. So these are maybe examples that I'm trying to give you what we see in the real world, but the examples that we see in the Shastra are one of the pot and one of the man making the pot. What it says in the Shastra is that the pot is happening by itself. For example, the clay soil was on the ground, then all of a sudden the matter particles lifted itself with what, Priyala? With what Shakti?
What Shakti? What Shakti was it?
Yeah.
Say it loudly. You're saying it right. Say it properly.
Yeah, very good. So the clay particles lifted themselves up, and then they started to mold themselves. And once they started to mold themselves, it was wet at that time. Then it started to dry itself, and then it like became hard itself. And what you see in the meantime, maybe you see like the hands of the man shaping it, or maybe what you see like a stick where he puts in between to mold it properly, or maybe you see a fire that is making it hot so that it becomes hard. So these are the things that you see around you, but that clay is happening by itself. The clay is transforming itself like the wheat flour. First, it was just, it was just very, very small particles in your maybe in your tin. And then from your tin, it lifted itself out. It came onto the on the partly, and then after that, it molded itself into a nice bowl. Once it molded itself into like a nice bowl, then the rolling pin came by itself, and then the rotli, which was a bowl, suddenly becomes a very flat pancake. And then that flat pancake lifts itself up. It's like magic. It like lifts it like self up, and it goes on the fire. And once it's on the fire, it bakes itself. And then once it's baked properly, then maybe at times we put some ghee, and then that rotli comes on your plate. So all those things, thermastikai was present. So all that motion from your like rotli no lot, meaning your wheat flour, it was in the tin, and then from the tin it lifted itself into your like partly, and from there it became a bowl. From the bowl it became a cooked pancake. From the pancake it came to your plate. All that motion, whatever happened, is because of dharmastika. So dharmastika is a nimit. Dharmastika did not do anything, but it was the perfect nimit.
Yeah, Fiona had another example of what happens to the roti
Yes.
afterwards. Go ahead.
After the roti is in your plate, it flies into your mouth, rips itself up, and dips itself in the salt, and then flies into your mouth.
So what's causing that?
Very good.
What's causing that?
Dharmastika is causing all that funny magic.
Yeah, dharmastika is causing it. However, it is not doing anything. So you are right when you say causing, but use the word, maybe Vishal can use the word. For the girls, it might be a little bit harder, but if it's not, you can use it. So the correct translation in English is instrumental cause. Nimit is translated into instrumental cause.
Yeah.
Instrumental cause.
Okay. Now I have a question for like Fiona for D. So now the rotli, like what happened? It was on the fire. Maybe it was getting baked, and then it came on your plate and it stopped over there. Now it's not moving. So what is causing it to be stationary?
Dharmastika is half causing.
Huh?
Yes, good. So now it is other mastikai which made it stationary. So it might remain there maybe for a couple of minutes until you come, and you sit in your place, and then until you start to eat, it remains stationary in your plate. Now for Briella, what happens from now you have sat in your place? Now you are taking your fingers near your rotli, and then the rotli is now cutting itself. So what substance is making it cut? Because now there's movement.
Dharmastika.
Good. You're a very smart girl. Dharmastikai. Now you have cut the rotli. So now the rotli is moving from your plate to your lips. What is causing that?
Yeah, what is causing that?
What is causing what?
The rotli to
like fly into your mouth.
Yeah, Briella can answer.
Dharmastika is half causing it. Like
Dharmastikai.
Dharmastika is present. That's why it's moving. It's hard.
Yes. Okay, good. And yes, I think now we have understood both of you. Okay, next is space and time. Akash and Kal. Space, meaning Akash, substance possesses the specific attribute of accommodation. So Okay, now now a question for all of us. Are our parents or grandparents or great grandparents the reason why we have accommodation?
No, no.
So the reason why we have a secure place is because of Akash, because we are able to live in something which we have defined ourselves as a house. So
Yeah. At this point in time, and it changes often, right? You move from house to house. So
yeah, but that, I mean, yeah, that doesn't matter. That you mean like we're just using a very simple example. It might not apply everywhere, but like what I'm trying to explain is that it is Akash that is giving us the accommodation. It is Akash that is giving us the space to live where we are living. Is that making sense, Priala?
is it the house or what's giving you the substance?
Space.
Space, Akash.
Gosh.
So you can
So,
live in this space.
Briella, what is all around you? Like in the room that you are in right now, what is all around you?
Say it loudly.
Akash.
There's space. So yeah, so space does not mean that where the astronauts go. Space means that it is everywhere. Like, you know, we are in space. We are actually those aliens which maybe other people go looking after. So we are actually living in space. We are okay. Is that making sense?
Like
Fiona?
yeah.
Space.
It's like there's out their space, and I have space to dance around like that.
Yeah,
That
yeah. So yeah, space. So
and
so
outer
we
space.
yeah, sorry, go on. Sorry.
Oh, she was saying outer space. Outer space
Outer
and
space, and I have space.
Good girl, you brought a very important point over here. So very good. So you are right. There's a universe where it is called Lok, L-O-K, Lok, and then there's Alok. So beyond our universe, meaning Jain universe, there is still space. There is still space, and there's infinite space. It is rather ridiculous to imagine, or I mean, it is like like incredible, you know, like imagination to like visualize how much space there is in this outside the universe. So what you have pointed out is correct, that in the universe there is space. Outside the universe, there is still space. But the Kriyavati Shakti is restricted to the Lok, meaning the boundary of the universe. Meaning to say, you and I cannot travel outside of this universe. Both the body, meaning this body that you're seeing, and the soul which is within me, I mean, which is me, and then the body is the covering. So both the soul and the body, or like, let's not use body, but the matter particles and soul cannot travel outside of this universe. So if anybody, I mean, can travel, or if they're saying that they're traveling outside of the universe, it might not be correct, or it is not correct, because this is a principle given by Sarvagna Bhagwan, who has seen everything in his knowledge. Fiona, is that clear?
Yeah.
So accommodation for Jeev and Pudgal is only in this universe. We cannot go outside of this universe. Okay, now time, the specific attribute of function. I think this is easy to understand. Any like questions here in time?
it's funny why it says function causation. That explanation, like from a definition standpoint, doesn't make sense. Like when you say function causation.
Function causation meaning it will be blamed. Like blamed is not the correct word. It will be rewarded. Might be the correct word. It might be rewarded if you reach to work on time. If the matter particles of your body reach to work on time, it is a function that happened. Is that making sense?
Yeah. So I think it's how we describe it in our vocabulary, I guess.
It is if like how dharmastika, if there's motion happening, it is given the reward. Like dharmastika is given the reward. Same, the time did not do anything, really speaking. It is the matter particles reach there at its own speed. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's fast. But who was awarded when you reached for your meeting at the correct time? Who was rewarded?
Well, yeah, I was in a way.
No. Time was rewarded because, for example, you had to reach your meeting at 8 o'clock, and you reached there by 7:55. So you reached on time. You see, time is not the controller over here. Yet it is given the reward. Is that making sense?
It's like the measurement in a way how we describe it. That's the way I'm understanding it. Time is present. It's not causing me to reach 5 minutes early or whatnot. But it is getting the
present.
Yeah, exactly. I think you have understood that it did not make you go there on time, but it was just present, and it was the matter particles which did all the work of being there on time, but the reward was given to the time substance, meaning to say, oh, you reached on time. I think it's clear. I think it's just the words which are confusing.
Yeah.
Fiona, is it clear? Katnaben, you want to say something?
At time, I would just think as like a change, right? Sorry. Car, what? Car, I have understood as a change. Car परिवर्तन था એટલે તમારું change થતું જાય. That's what I had understood. Car એટલે basically પરિવર્તન, change, right?
બરાબર છે. Yeah, it is true what you're saying. Say like the matter particles kept on changing. For example, one walked from house to the park. So the matter particles kept on changing until those matter particles became stagnant at the park.
Yeah, like time is there. It doesn't do anything, basically.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's just the whatever things happen, we just describe as the time, but time is always present, kind of.
Yeah, that is true. That time is only present. It is not doing anything. It is just given the reward, like dharmastikai and adharmastikai for doing nothing. So that is what we have to understand.
Yeah, they're just present and they help you like in different formations. Like that's what they help you with.
No. They don't help us with anything. It is not doing anything. It is not doing anything.
They're nimit.
So
they're just there.
Nimit is doing nothing.
Yes.
Nimit is doing nothing. It is only present. It is
present,
only and only present. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to soul substance. Okay, that which possesses the power of knowing. I'm just omitting the extra words so that the girls understand. That which possesses the ability, meaning the power of knowing, is called Jeev substance. Any question here?
No, I mean, the only question I have is a basic and specific. They use both words. So I thought that the power of knowing was a specific attribute, right? of Jeev.
Okay, let's read it again. Basic, specific. It is written basic, comma, specific. That which possesses the ability, the power of knowing as its attributes is called the substance.
So that's a specific attribute, right? I mean, that's a power of knowing is a specific attribute for soul.
Yeah, a specific attribute as compared to other souls. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, as compared to other substances.
Yeah.
As compared to other substances, it is a specific attribute, which I mean, which like Pudgal doesn't have, or like Dharmastikai doesn't have, Akash doesn't have, Kal doesn't have, Adharmastikai doesn't have. So in that context, yeah, it is a specific attribute. I'm not sure why they've written basic over there. Maybe my assumption is that basic is just relating it to the soul substance, and the specific is relating it to the other 5 substances.
Got it.
And that is my assumption, but I'm not sure why they've used the word basic over there. Okay. Define matter substance. That which possesses touch, taste, smell, odor, color as its basic specific attributes is called matter substance, Pudgal Dravya. So, Briella, what example can you give of the mango, remember?
So from green to yellow.
What is that?
Yes, green to yellow is like which gun is that? Which gun is that, green to yellow?
Color.
Say it loudly.
Color. But
Color.
then into a black mango.
Yeah. If it
Yes,
rots, it
yes.
rots.
Yes, so that's true. So from yellow to black, what gun is that?
What
Color.
color?
Color. Okay, now Fiona, try, because now that we have done color, now try and do the other 4, the other 3.
Okay. One, when you buy the mango, it feels hard, and then when it ripens, it gets softer, and then it gets softer, and
Yeah.
then it gets super squishy.
Yeah.
Okay, so like what gun is that?
What gun is that?
Touch.
Good. Okay, now Vishal, try for taste.
Well, the raw mango is sour.
Okay.
You use that for pickles, but then when you make it, when it ripens, it becomes super sweet.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so now next one, Fiona can try for smell.
Smell.
First, it smells sour.
You don't smell it.
You don't smell anything. And then when it ripens, it smells like sweet and mango.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you have understood. So that is matter. But can you smell the soul?
No.
No. Okay. How many types of matter? How many types of matter substances are there? At Parmanu and Skand, atom and molecule. So Parmanu and Skand. What example did we use for Parmanu? In case if you remember, we had used an example of a movie.
Any Parmanu can explode an entire city.
Well done. So it is that powerful, meaning to say one Parmanu has got Anant Gun, meaning to say that it has got infinite attributes. One tiny substance, substance, meaning smallest unit of Pudgal, the smallest is called Parmanu, which we can't see with the naked eye. So that can explode a whole city. So it has got infinite attributes. So it is not to say that we want to explode a city, but we're trying to understand the power the smallest of the smallest unit of like Pudgal has, because it has got infinite attributes. So give an example of Skand. Skand, try and give an example of Skand. Skand is when like 2 or more matter particles combine together, it is called Skand.
Yeah, but what is the example?
Like into a bunch of.
I think of water because it's multiple particles that have come together.
Yeah, good.
Ice. Like the water is
Ice.
together
Yeah.
in ice.
Ice is a good example of skand. Anything else that we learned from this questions?
I won.
You go ahead, say it.
What?
You want to say it? Say it.
Like molecules of air can combine with another molecule with air. Oh,
Good. Yeah, so that is also correct. Okay, let me give you the answer. The answer is speech. Remember, it came like a few questions later, and then they explained that when like many particles combine, this voice that you're listening is a bundle of matter particles. It is not one matter particle coming out. Okay, so let's quickly read it. The smallest indivisible particle or unit of matter substance which cannot be further divided into any, is called an atom or parmanu. Molecule meaning skand, the union or bondage, band of two or more than two atoms is called molecule. Okay, next, Fiona can read question 22.
define bondage, banda. That particular relationship between two or more substances which conveys the knowledge of onenesses in many separate things is called bondage.
Explain what you have understood.
A bond between like two substances, like one molecule and one molecule to come together, like that. That's a bond.
That particular relationship between two or more than two substances which conveys the knowledge of oneness in many separate things is called bondage. Just repeat your example.
My example is when one molecule comes with one molecule, they bond together.
For what?
For what? They just bond together.
And they look like one.
And they
Okay,
look
fine. So here you're trying to say one pudgal and another pudgal come together. Like, let's give an example of karma, the dravya karma. So maybe one dravya karma comes together with another dravya karma and it forms a bond. So that is correct. So now let's take example of a separate, meaning two separate substances. So here you used of the same pudgal. Now let's try and use of jeev and of pudgal. Can you think of an example?
and what?
Pudgal and Jeev. Yeah.
Oh, like and
What? Say it. Like the human body is Pudgal.
like a human
And the soul is Jeev, right?
A human and a soul, they bond together and I look like one.
Yeah, okay, that is correct, but they don't bond in reality, just the name is given bondage. Because you cannot bond with another soul, you cannot bond with matter particles, you cannot bond, when we say bondage, we mean you do not become one. You are still separate, but just the relation is called band. If it is complicated, you can think about it.
Yeah, I think we'll have to kind of mull over this a little bit. This is a little.
Yeah. So what it is trying to say, the particular relationship between two or more substances which conveys the knowledge of oneness in many separate things. Look, it is giving you the answer. It is giving you the impression that it has become one, but it is actually in many separate things. Because look, like an ice, for example, if an ice was to bond forever, it would never become water, would it?
Bonded, but no.
It melts, yeah.
It melts, it changes its form. Another example of Jeev and Putgal, for example, if we were bonded with Dravya Karma forever, there would be no Siddh Bhagwan. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Because
their body.
No.
because that would mean that we would forever be stuck with like karmic matter. But that's not the case, because we know that Siddh Bhagwan has left his karma, because the reality is we had never become one just because they were both in the same area. It was called bandh, meaning to say at the moment because I have char ghati karma, char aghati karma. Okay, let's not remember those names. I have karma at the moment. But when I become Siddh Bhagwan, all my karma, because they are separate from me, they stay behind, and I, the soul, I move upwards. So the bandh is which look at the definition, which conveys the knowledge of oneness, in many separate things. So that is giving you the answer, that you are forever going to be separate, like the karmic particles and you, the soul, you're forever going to be separate, just because you're at this moment in time in the same space. Or maybe, so that's why there's a bandh. I mean, there's a bondage.
Yeah, ask that question again, Fiona. Yeah, it was a very valid question. Can you ask?
So like, you are like, you and your karma are together, but soon you'll be separated when you go higher up.
Yeah, because imagine if you're climbing a mountain, if you have two very heavy bags, can you move upwards?
It's too heavy.
No, just answer the question. If you've got two extremely heavy bags, can you move upward?
No.
Good. So because the bags are heavy, now you want to start moving upward, Briella. So what do you do with the bags?
What do you do with the bags?
You take one and use some stuff.
Sorry?
We take some stuff out and use it.
Good. Yes, that's what we do. That we actually remove things and we continue our journey upwards. Now, this is exactly what happens. That the higher we go in our spiritual path, the karmic particles become less and less. So it's like climbing a mountain. We cannot climb a mountain with two heavy bags. Or with three heavy bags. I mean, this was just an example. So here, what it is trying to say is that to answer Fiona's question, just repeat your question so that I can listen to it again.
Like, I think her question, what was the question? That right now you're bonded.
Well, right now you're bonded with your karma, but later you're gonna move up and your karma will go off.
Yeah. Yeah, because the bondage is in the thinking. There is no real bondage, because one is Pudgal, one is Jeev. So our belief is wrong, which is called what? Mithyatva. So the only problem that we have is wrong belief. The minute we have the correct belief that, oh, this bondage, the meaning to say, when we understand like question 22, that you see, which conveys the knowledge of oneness in many separate things. It is just conveying the knowledge but it is separate. The minute we understand question 22, which is a very, very important one, then we will realize that even now I'm just in the wrong belief that I'm bonded with karma. But the reality is that they are separate, but because they are in the similar space as me, I'm thinking that I'm bonded with them. Let's give another example. I think another example might make it easier. For example, in a family of maybe 6 people, and for example, these 6 people were living together for 50 years. Now one person dies. Were they all bonded together or were they all separate?
They were separate.
Good. They were separate. Now one left. One has left them. Why was he able to leave them? Was it because they were joined or because they were separate?
Because they were separate. Because if they were bonded, they would stay together forever.
Exactly. Exactly. So that is your answer. So the reality is that the karmic particles and the soul are not really bonded. It's like saying a family. A family is one word, but family comprises of 5 people, like this hand. But all 5 are separate. Look at my fingers. All 5 fingers are separate. So if one person goes away and 4 remain, the one person was able to go away because he's separate. So it just conveys oneness, like family conveys oneness, but the reality is that there are 5 separate people. Yeah, I think now Vishal is understood.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we move on, or do you have questions? Because this is a very important question that you should understand, because this is what will come in all the big shastras.
No, I
This
mean,
question.
that seems pretty straightforward now. I mean, the way you describe from a family standpoint, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Fiona, I think you have understood. If you have not, you can ask. Otherwise, we move on.
It's good. Everything good. And you, baby?
Okay. How many types of molecules skand are there? 23 type. Ahar, body making, ahar vargana, tejas vargana, bhasha vargana, mano vargana, karmic vargana. Okay, any question here? I think it's clear. There isn't much. Tejas means the light around us. I think we'd explained that last time.
Yeah. Tejas Vargana is like when you're living, you have a certain like a aurora, a little glow, but when you die, you look
Dull. Good, fine. Ahar, like body making burger. There are 3 kind. Odarik, Vaikriyak, and Aharak. Okay. Odarik, who has it? Vaikriyak and Aharak. Remind me who has each body. It's pretty easy.
I mean, we
we
have.
gross body, fluid body, and
Yeah, but who has them?
we have a gross body, and then
Good.
the heavenly beings have a fluid body, and the hellish beings have the assemblable projective bodies. And
So, okay. So who has Ahari? Sorry, who has Odarik Sharir?
we,
Meaning?
our soul,
Meaning?
Humans.
us
Humans. Humans. Okay. Who has Vaikriyak?
the heavenly beings,
And who has Aharak?
the hellish beings.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Now, Tejas Vargana. those matter molecules which transform themselves into tejas, meaning luminous or electric or light, meaning light bodies. Light meaning the not heavy light, not in that sense, but light meaning the luminous bodies are called tejas vargana. I think that is clear. Any question?
No, that's clear. Yeah, that's clear.
Next is also, I think, pretty easy. Those matter molecules which transform themselves into words are called bhasha vargana, meaning to say more than two pudgal parmanu when they combine together and they form bhasha vargana. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the next is mind. Where is the physical mind? Where is it? Where? Show me where is it?
Here.
How does it look like?
It's like 8-petaled flower.
Well done, you have a good memory. Okay, so that's where it is, and it is called Dravyaman. It is called Dravyaman. Those matter molecules which transform themselves into physical mind. Physical, so meaning to say that there is a physical mind. It's not here. It is not here in the top of the head. It is in the middle of the chest. The physical mind, called Dravyaman, of the shape of 8-petal lotus, or are called Mano, mental vargana. Mano vargana. Karmic vargana. Those matter molecules which transform themselves into karmic body are called karma vargana. Where is it, Vishal? Where is this? Physical, where is it physically?
The physical mind.
No, the karmic body.
I mean, they're everywhere.
No, your karmic body. Yeah, that is true. That is true that karmic vargana are everywhere. That is true. But where is your karmic body?
My karmic body? I
Yeah.
Answer.
It is around this physical body.
Okay.
So although karman vargana are everywhere, like everywhere here in this whole space, but my particular ones are near my physical body.
Okay.
Okay. Kalpana Ben, you want to add anything?
No, actually, I had to leave for like 5 minutes. I've just joined in. I will add it later. I'll talk to you later, but I'm not.
Okay, okay, fine. So let's move
basically
on.
With like soul, like body particles, like a karma vargana, ahar vargana, the tejas vargana, they all combine together to form this body. Basically, it combined the sense. They are not together, but like body.
They're separate.
Yeah, but they look combined. They look like one piece, but they're not.
Meaning to say that they I mean to make a two-dimensional figure, because obviously we have not seen it how Sarvagna Bhagwan has seen it. So to like make a two-dimensional figure, we can say that maybe the physical body is here, and then around it is the karmic body. Yes. Around it is the tejas body. Yes. Around it, so this is how we can understand. Yes. That this is my physical body, and around my physical body, as we just talked with Vishal, that the karmic body is around my physical, like my karmic body is around my physical body. And yes. near my physical body is also my tejas vargana. Yes. So that is what it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Please scroll down a little bit. Okay, how many kinds of bodies are there? Audaric, physical, gross body, Vikriyak, fluid, Aharak, miraculous, projectable, or translocation body. Okay, so, why is it, Fiana? You mentioned that the hellish being has got Aharak body, and here it is saying miraculous, projectable or translocation body. So try to explain.
Like when someone stabs you or throws you into lava, your body turns into a weird substance, and then it just comes back into its form.
Okay, now I have a question for you. Vaikriyak body, isn't it the same?
No.
Because it's saying transformable, meaning to say for example, there's a body in hell. It has been cut into pieces and then it transforms back to its original form.
But in up there in heaven, the higher ones say turn into an elephant, then they can turn into an elephant. But they can also turn into a fish, a bird, a cat. They change don't have to always become human form.
Okay, just scroll down a little bit. Okay. Let's read question 32 and then we go back up. A clean and white, 1 hand long, miraculous body resembling, just a second, resembling a human body in shape, but devoid of 7 physical elements such as flesh, blood, etc. Okay, coming from the forehead. So in the 6th spiritual stage, possessing Aharik Riddhi, a type of supernatural power in order to resolve a doubt of any of the principles to satisfy his query, or when he wishes to visit Jinale Jain temple for any clarification. I have not read a few words on purpose because they might be a little bit difficult for you. But later on, once maybe after a few years, you can read it again. And then, but here, let's just try to get the gist of it so that also Briella can understand what we are talking about. So Aharak body is actually not one of the hellish being, but what it is look, just a second, 1 second. So look, I've got 2 shoulders. Briella, can you see me? Okay, have you watched in your cartoon films that, sometimes on one shoulder there's a red devil and on one side they show a saint? Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Like in cartoons, because I remember seeing that.
But no, I didn't watch those videos, but I saw them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have seen that. Fiona, do you remember seeing that? That on one shoulder there's a hellish being, like a red devil, and on one side there's a saint.
Yeah.
So that is actually, that's not fiction. That is a reality. That is actually a reality, which, because okay, we can explain that later. So what it is trying to say here, that there is a body which can come out of this body and it can move to another place. Look, it is written in order to resolve a doubt of any of the principles, meaning to say of any of the soul principles, not any other principles. So that is what is Aharak body. Or if he wishes to visit Jinale Jain temple for any clarification of any of his doubts which he might be having in his sadhana, this is like a clean and white 1 hand long. So 1 hand long, you can approximately see my hand, not my full hand. Miraculous body resembling a human body in shape. So a human body will come out of here, or it might come out of the forehead, resembling a human body in shape, devoid of 7 physical elements, meaning it does not have blood, in it. It does not have flesh. It like does not have any mucus or anything which is in this physical body, which is coming out from the forehead. So from here, it is coming out from the forehead of a Muniraj. Look at it. It is written. There's a word over here, but let's use an easy word, like of a saint of the sixth spiritual stage, meaning sixth gunastan. Sixth gunastan possessing aharak riddhi, meaning it has a supernatural power. Not all Munirajas have this. Not all Munirajas have it. Some Muniraj only have it. Only some have it in order to resolve a doubt of any of the principles. So, Fiona tried to explain this.
So what?
So like explain this part of it, like is it like how
And the heavenly beings.
the aharak body, like is it what color is it?
It's like it's clean. It's white. It's 1 hand long.
And where does it come from?
It comes from the forehead.
And then of anybody? Can it come from your forehead?
A few Munirajas.
A few Muniraj who have like powers, supernatural like powers. Have you seen Superman? Why can Superman fly and why can't we fly?
Because he has superpowers.
Good. So the same happens in like Muniraj. Not all Muniraj have got supernatural powers. Only some have it. Okay. So I think that's clear. Briella, is it clear?
Superpowers.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now let's scroll up. Okay, it is time. I didn't even look at the time. Okay, let's quickly finish it. Okay, so we talked about Vaikriyak. We talked about Odarik. So Vaikriyak is when, so the Vaikriyak is where both hellish and heavenly beings have it. And Aharak is where the Muniraj has a miraculously projectable translocation body. Translocation meaning it can move from one location to another. So it will project by itself. Briella, is that clear?
Who has it? So it's basically like that's the, remember we talked about the super coming from the forehead? That's the aharak body, and it can go quickly from one place to another rather quickly.
Like flash.
In the flash, yep.
Good. Okay, fine. So I think we have finished with the test today. If you will need to study it as and when you wish, because you will always find something new that you will learn. Okay, please come back to the questions for a second. Please scroll down. Okay, so although I have explained, because your test was till question 34, I think I've explained it, like more or less I've explained everything. Define karmic body, the last one, the body which is composed of 8 types of karmic matter, 8 types. So 4 ghati, 4 ghati, 4 and 4 is 8. Of 8 types of karmic matter known as dravya karma is called karmic body. So that's the only thing that I had not touched on. But I think more or less I have covered everything. Go to question 31. Okay, the body of the heavenly beings and hellish beings, which can assume different forms and shapes, small, big, separate, non-separate, is called Vaikriyak. So the Vaikriyak Sharir or the Vaikriyak body has, I mean, both the heavenly beings and the hellish beings both have Vaikriyak body. So Fiona, you have understood this.
Yeah.
Any like question here?
No.
And I think you have also understood Odaric body, the gross body of the human beings, which you correctly said. And now it is adding over here, animals and plants is called Odaric Sharir.
Even animals and plants aren't there.
Me and our garden
Yeah.
and the neighbor.
Yes,
Yeah.
good, very good. Okay, so you can study this just as like a family. And in case if you have questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we will move on to like 35. And I must say, Fiona has ranked herself as #1 because she has remembered most of the things. So well done. And let's continue to study from like question 35.
Perfect.
More.
Good.
More. Oh.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Jai
Okay, see
Jinendra.
you. Jai Jinendra. Bye.
Bye. Bye.